This is EA Sports UFC 5. We're here on PlayStation 5 Pro where the game is indeed enhanced. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. It's time to step into the Octagon and absolutely dominate and smash with this enhanced and better looking game. So this is the most recent entry in the now very long running, well, UFC franchise from EA, the successor to Fight Night, which, I always miss the Fight Night games, but yeah, we've had a string of UFC games over a number of years, and this one came out actually like a fairly long time ago, and it was a little surprising to see this one get support for this long, and to also see it actually get the PS5 Pro enhancement. So what are we getting here? It's now a full 4K resolution. I know, shocking, right? It wasn't before, but yeah, full 4K resolution, 60 FPS, which is kind of expected, HDR, and another big improvement for the PS5 Pro enhancement is the fact that now all the replays are running at 60 FPS, or all of them should be. There might be some like film type things in here that's still like, but yeah, replays, everything like that should be running at 60 FPS as part of this PlayStation 5 Pro enhancement, which is great. It just makes the whole experience feel a lot more fluid, smooth, and fast acting. It would have been cool to maybe see some additional switch-ups, but I mean, outside of getting like a full 4K 60 FPS, what more could you really want? I mean, I guess it would be cool to see some high frame rate stuff going on, but I think the game looks fantastic, plays really well, and the level of detail is great here. I'd say they got a fairly solid version of UFC at this point. Lots of content that's been released. A great array of different fighters across a variety of different weight tiers and classes. You've got all the other different game modes, building up like a career thing, playing multiplayer, playing local, doing some quick matches, doing some more tournament type setups. Yeah, it's a pretty complete fighting game. I don't know what else you would really expect out of this one. I'm sure someday we'll see further iterations with a UFC 6 down the line, but I have no idea when that's going to pop out, as they do seem to be slowing down these releases. They were actually kind of coming almost yearly at one point, if not actually yearly. But yeah, that's changed a lot over time. But yeah, it was kind of a nice revisit to take a look at this game, kind of dive in, talk a little bit about the technical details. It is really, really violent too and gory. I've got a female match set up after this one where it is just really, really quite graphic. Like these two going at each other, it does get a little wild for sure, and the mat kind of just gets covered. But that next one, just the violence, especially in the replays too, and getting that like the smoother frame rate, it looks fantastic. It really does. It's gory, graphic, intensive, and that's, I think, what you really like to see here for UFC is the visceral intensity of the combative elements of the sport. At least that's kind of what I think of as just like the brutality of the combat that's present within this sporting event in this game. And yeah, it's kind of nice to see it come alive at something that is a lot more fluid and impressive. It's kind of neat too, because back in the day, sports games were always kind of the big showcase of like how graphics sort of were for platforms. You always wanted the sports games early on because you could really see that visual push, and Frostbite's really coming into its own for this fighting game in terms of just fidelity and quality in the ring. Very, very extensive. They've got the most authentic UFC combat yet. Very much more cinematic angle, live stuff, the online stuff. It's a pretty comprehensive offering when it comes to fights. The doctors coming in, the new reactions and strikes, and I think overall it's actually a really solid UFC game, I would say. And with the UFC PlayStation 5 Pro enhancement, you're getting just a little bit more out of it from a technical standpoint, which I think fans should love. Just a quick upgrade, and it was kind of nice to dive in and take a look at this entry, and I'm sure if there's future releases, we'll be back to take a look at those, but hopefully this gives you a good look at the combat, the style, and the action that is present here within this entry for, the franchise. And at this point, I'll leave you with some non-commentary gameplay, just so you can see more of it in action, because I don't really have more details to provide for this.
Doctor corrals the referee. It looks as though this fight will continue, at least for now, but certainly that swelling bears watching as we move forward.
Ready. Ready.
All right, so the ringside physician has made his way back to his seat. The referee gets the action back underway. The fans are excited this fight's going to continue.
Absolutely, and I'm just as excited myself. I want to see these guys compete. I want to see who wins. I don't want it to stop because of a cut. I want to see the best. There it is again. Look at that.
Oh, he dove with the punch and it lands. Herb Dean steps in.
Holy smokes.
Unbelievable. So how about that as he pounds him out for the TKO? Prioritized the finish tonight. Absolutely gets it with style points. A huge, huge result here in this arena tonight.
It's always fun to see an athlete tell you what they're going to do, and then they do it. This guy told us he was going to get a finish, and that's exactly what he did. Him and his team are going to have a fantastic time tonight celebrating. They should all be very proud of fighting at her pace, dictating, controlling all of the exchanges, and she landed punches and bunches.
Well, DC, some might suggest she's sort of playing with her food here. She has the upper hand, yet not really forcing the issue and trying to get her out of there.
You know, she's very patient as a fighter.
All right, the referee has paused the action here, likely to call in the doctor, yes, to look at this significant swelling on her. I'm not sure she's going to be allowed to continue.
John, she's gotten beaten up, and I mean, it's getting worse every time she gets hit. There is a lot of swelling.
Clearly, she wants to fight. Doctor and the referee convene, and it looks like she is going to be allowed to stay in this fight, at least for now.
Ready, fight. Ready.
All right, well, she is about as tough as it gets. She wants to stay in this fight, and she will be afforded that opportunity as the referee gets the action. Fire there, probably her best strike of the fight.
Her best strike, and you don't see this type of power normally in this weight class, but she lands, and she lands very effectively. Big shot of hands for both guys.
All right, so she told us in the fighter meeting the body shots were going to be key, and they certainly have been. She had...
Oh, no. Oh, uppercut.
Oh! We might get a stoppage here.
She's getting up, yep.
Well, we've had a lot of...
She's hurt. Fantastic fight by both of these women. High level.
Oh, she's got big strikes landing now. Well, this is one of the more active rounds we have seen. 20 seconds left to go in round two. Oh, and she's back up again. Holmes, an absolute mess. I wonder if they might call in the ringside physician and potentially stop this fight. Well, her eye is really in trouble now, and you know the opposition's going to continue to target it. We'll see what they can do with these 60 seconds.
There's nothing better than seeing the damage on your opponent's face. And if she couldn't defend before, she's going to have to be real good on the defensive side this time, because now her opponent would be even more aggressive seeing the damage on her face.
Ready, fight. Ready.
Round three of a possible five. We might get a stoppage here soon. Back to the feet now.
Nice block.
All right, so not exactly. That'll do it.
Holy smokes.
That is as clean a knockout as you will ever see, and certainly the signature win of her career today.
You don't get many like this. She said that she was going to knock her opponent out, and that is exactly what she did. What a performance.